Welcome to Nurtur Talk.
Hi.
Episode 2, y'all. We got Andrea and Alex again. We're going to talk about self-awareness and mindfulness today. So y'all ready to get into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So I want to ask y'all, self-awareness. Let me ask, what do you guys think it means? Like, what does it mean to you? And then I want to ask you the level of self-awareness that you feel like you have on a scale of 1 to 10.
That's a good question. Well, I would define self-awareness as something more so you tapping into what you know and how you feel and being able to identify those feelings. So I guess it's another way of saying self-identification.
Yeah.
You know. And then your second part of the question, what you were saying.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel like you are? 1 being like, I don't know anything about myself, like I'm just out here just doing whatever, not really aware of like myself, and then 10 being like, I know everything about myself, like nobody can tell me nothing about me, I know me.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say I level between I'm gonna say a good little 7 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah. It used to be lower before that.
Yeah.
But I feel now it's like
Yeah.
got to like a 7, maybe I'll give myself like an 8, 8.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's
That's really good.
Yeah.
No, what I was gonna say is I think for me self-awareness is definitely just like Andrea said, knowing myself, knowing why I am the way I am, and knowing who I am, and just knowing my why, my who, my how, and just knowing all of those like W's for me.
Yeah.
I would say my awareness right now, I feel like I'm probably at a 7 as well, like 7.5, only because I feel like I'm in a space in my life where I'm growing a lot. So I feel like I'm like literally right now I'm in a moment where I can learn a lot more about myself because I've changed a lot recently.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's something that like fluctuates.
Yeah.
You know, the more you grow, there's new things to learn. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like probably like 7, 7.5 right now.
Yeah, I should have said 7.5. Because I said 7 to 8, thinking I said 7.5. Then I think I just said 8.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. So we're on the same page.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay, I feel like it's about knowing yourself, knowing who you are, why you are the way that you are, and understand, like, for instance, if you say that I hurt you, being not okay with the fact that I hurt you, but understanding, like, hey, I hurt this person. It's okay that I hurt this person, and it's okay for me to, like, apologize and be able to, like, be there for this person and try to fix it versus, like, me deflecting and being like, I didn't hurt you. How could you say that I hurt you? Like, being, like, you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Being able to accept the fact that I made a mistake. I hurt this human being. And, I mean, it's not okay that I hurt the person, but it's
like
okay
accountable
that
thing.
being accountable.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Being able to be, like, accountable for your actions.
Yeah.
And being able to, like, get in touch and understand, like, why you think the way that you think and do things, you know, and
100%.
understand it and change, like, your mindset to it, you know?
Like adjusting to it.
Adjust
Yeah.
it. 1 to 10. So I think before, girl, I was like a 0. I was just I was low.
No, for real.
I can tell you because even people can probably tell you, I would
Just do things.
I would just be
Not
doing
know
things
why.
and saying things, not even realizing
Right.
how what I was saying, how the impact it would make on other people. Like I just look back on it. I have a lot of apologizing to do.
It's okay. No, I was definitely like middle school, high school.
Yeah.
Straight -1. For
Yeah,
sure.
like the negatives.
I didn't know why I was doing what I was doing. I was just doing things.
Right, below 0.
Below 0.
So thank God for
Yeah,
growth.
exactly.
Right,
Thank
but
God for growth.
And that goes with exactly maturity.
Maturity.
Yeah.
But I think now I'm probably like a 7.5.
Yeah.
I would say I wouldn't say like a 10 because I don't think nobody's a 10.
Right.
If you put out a 10,
If you say you a 10, you a liar. Let me tell you about yourself right now. You're being prideful. Okay? Like, let me tell you.
Right.
Yeah, no, I would think like a 7, 7.5.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the situations that I was in because of my recklessness and lack of self-awareness kind of unfortunately helped me be more self-aware.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so true. Yeah, I feel like sometimes like it's funny how like things like come full circle like that. Sometimes you'll go through moments where like you're in situations that just aren't the best, so you're not making the best decisions, or you just kind of like being reckless.
Yeah.
But because of the consequences of your actions, if you choose to do so, you gain more from that, and you gain learning experience, and you grow more in understanding yourself.
Yeah.
It can be painful sometimes to like learn about yourself in ways where like you hurt yourself deeply, where you hurt other people deeply, but like the fact that the growth happens is what's important, so it doesn't happen again. Versus like going through something like that and then not learning and then happening again and then happening again.
But sometimes you gotta go through that.
Sometimes
Like,
people gotta go through it a couple
Go
times.
through running around the track a few times.
Yeah, no,
to
literally.
get it.
It's like I think about this with like there's like a rule like I have, not a rule, but like a little saying I do for like dating now. I feel like all girls have been like with like a guy or two that was just like not good for them and was just a bum or whatever way was not the right match.
Right.
And it's like we all get a few. We all get like the first 2 to 3 relationships
Everybody does.
where it's like you're not gonna be with the best person because you're still learning and growing yourself.
Yeah.
But after some practice and some self-awareness, you get better.
You get better.
And you find people who really align with you and who don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why dating is important, but I don't want to jump too far.
Yeah.
But just to piggyback off what you were saying, that also helps play a role into your self-awareness because when you start noticing, okay, me and this partner's not really meshing on this, or why am I feeling incomplete in certain areas? It starts connecting it for you to be like, okay, I'd rather get treated this way versus being treated the way I'm being treated currently. So it adds to it, and it's helpful. It's one of the life, choice, one of the things we go through in life as human beings that help align that self-awareness. Yeah, for sure.
100%. That's good.
Including other things, but
What you were saying,
that's
one of the things.
Yeah, that's just one. Yeah, two is a lot more. You already know life of adults and all that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We can talk about adults. We can talk about that all day.
Girl,
it don't stop, never stop.
Yeah.
Never stop.
Going back to the self-awareness thing as far as like decisions and how it's like sometimes you'll make some slip-ups and make mistakes to get back to get back to where you need to be, to get back on track.
Yeah.
One thing that I've realized too is like if a problem is not solved, it'll repeat itself.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? Like I realize like things are very like they come in cycles. Like if something does not stop at like the root of the problem, it'll repeat. And eventually you're gonna be like, why is this? Why does this keep? And it's like that's where like if you're paying attention to yourself, you're taking the time to like listen to yourself and listen to what's happening. You can see like, oh, okay, that's where like self-awareness can kind of come in. Where you can see your own patterns and what you like and what you don't like, and how what you're doing or not doing is contributing to whatever is happening in your life, good or bad. Because it happens both ways.
Yeah.
You know.
It gotta be negative.
Yeah, but it has from.
I feel like a lot of us face it more negatively.
Like honestly though, like I feel like I've experienced just a lot of things that I did to myself. Like, cause people told me, like I'm not even gonna lie, people told me, hey, so that's not a good idea today. So you shouldn't do that, or I've done that.
Yeah.
And I know like you don't want to do it, and I'm just like, okay, but I still want to experience it. And now that I experienced it, I'm like, okay, I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
I wish I would have
Like,
listened.
this
This is what they were talking about. And you should have just listened. Like, I feel like self-awareness connects to, not even just to focus on like the negative, but self-awareness connects to self-sabotage. We were just talking about this, self-awareness. And I feel like it is hard to accept the fact that you are the reason that you aren't where you should be. Or where you want to be. That's hard. The hard thing, and
that's a word.
It's hard. And it's hard to accept the fact that you are the reason for a lot of your problems. You are the problem. It's you. It's like you have to sit here and look in the mirror and be like, I'm not as great as I think I am. I'm not as great as I hope that I am. Or made up in my mind that I am. And being able to accept that is like a completely different level of self-awareness. And you have to you have to really be a mature individual to accept the fact that I like those things. Because you can't be immature, or you can't even be like a 1 or a 2 to be in that level of self-awareness. Because that's hard to accept the fact that you're the problem.
That's why I love when they started that phrase. They're like, "Are you the drama?
Are you the drama? I'm the drama. I am. I'm the one."
It started out like because I'm supposed to be the drama.
Yes. You're the one starting it. You're the one, lighting the match. You're taking it and,
Yeah.
and then you want to hand it to somebody else and be like, why are you? No.
No,
You
start
handed
with
it
you.
to me.
You
Exactly.
lit it, picked it up, lit it, and
Lit it
gave
and gave it
That
to
part.
me. Yeah, it's
No,
like,
yeah.
and even
Yeah. No, you're good. Go ahead.
and even like, it's a level of self-awareness to accept the fact that you hurt someone. Because I've had many people in my life, like I'll take like I've done things to people and they've done things back to me. But certain people, it's just like, you've done this thing to me, and you're putting it back on me, and it's like that's gaslighting, right?
Yeah,
like
manipulating.
Yeah, and it's like, well, you did, or like I tell you guys something that you did to me, and you go, well, you did this. It's like, okay, we're not talking about me and what you did. We're just talking about how I feel like hurt by you.
Yeah.
And the ability to accept that and be like, dude, like I did this thing to this person and it hurt them. Like it's hard to accept that too. So that's even like a whole level of self-awareness as well. You know?
Yeah, I feel like self-awareness, I feel like that's also why self-awareness is like really hard, because it requires, to really like practice self-awareness, you have to look at the parts of yourself that you do not like. That you do not like, the habits that you have that are not great, the things you know what I'm saying? You gotta like look in the mirror and be like, I don't like what I see.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not a good human today.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or the parts of yourself that are holding you back, or the parts of yourself that haven't been the best friend, or you know, the parts of yourself that just have not been the best overall, that you might chastise and judge in somebody else, but it's like, okay, but what about you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why like it can be like really painful. I feel like something I actually told myself for this year. Are y'all aware of like the term shadow work?
Yes.
It's
basically
it's essentially just practicing self-awareness.
Okay.
Oh,
But yeah, the whole idea of shadow work is just like looking at the parts of yourself that like you do not like and that aren't the best, and how do you say it? I would say extending compassion to them, and also making the changes to like rectify them and like fix them. And that's something I told myself for 2023 is like, I want to do my shadow work and just like look at the parts of myself that aren't the best and extend compassion to them, but then also take responsibility for them and do what I got to do and like take those actions to make sure like I'm actually progressing, because like we said earlier, growth does not happen if you're not uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah.
And
So
part,
it's
and part of like, I think really growing as a person is practicing that self-awareness, and you're going to have to get in those uncomfortable modes and just kind of take responsibility for the parts of life that weren't the best that you played a part in, where you were kind of the villain in your own story or in somebody else's story. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, so let's piggyback it just to make sure I'm understanding it correctly. Shadow work is when you are practicing that self-awareness and also taking accountability and looking at your choices, whether they were positive, negative, or got you. Okay. It's like kind of keeping yourself accountable as well as aware.
Yeah, it's literally just like, it's kind of just like, it's more like a spiritual word for the same way to call yourself, like holding yourself accountable. Yeah, it's just like, people call it shadow work because it's focusing on the parts of yourself that you may not necessarily like.
Right.
That's what they call shadow. Yeah, the shadow. That's what they call shadow. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I think it's something that's like really hard and not fun, but like you like, when you can become comfortable with the parts of yourself that are not always the best, you find so much more comfort in who you are too. Because it's like you're accepting all parts of yourself. And not just the good parts. It's like, now nobody can be like, oh, I know what you did last summer. It's like, now it's like I own what I did, I own who I am, and I own that I haven't always been the best, but I accept all of me regardless.
Yeah, it's like, I know.
Yeah, it's like, I know what I am. I know what I've done. Yeah.
See, that's the level I'm trying to get at. That's why I said I'm at a 7.5.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once you start hitting on that, that puts you up some more levels.
Yeah.
Because you can also embrace your good and your bad. You know, those flaws. We're all flawed as humans, you know what I mean?
100%.
But if you could really just, you know, have that ground for yourself to be like, okay, I know I maybe messed up today or messed up the other day, whatever, but can still, you know, embrace that side of yourself. So if anybody out here, any stranger come up to you where you know you're in the wrong and they try to check you on it, you're like, I checked myself.
I checked myself.
I
know who I am. I know how I am.
Exactly. I'm already aware of that. So that's why I'm like, that's the level I'm trying to get to. And of course, like you said, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a position where it takes time for that.
It's a process.
It's a process.
For sure, like everything.
But just knowing that and having that idea of, okay, you know you're human. It's going to happen, you know, whatever. Yeah. That's where I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
100%.
And I feel like if everybody's striving for that, you know what I'm saying?
Just do the work.
Yeah, just do the work. I mean, nobody should be judging anybody. Because you already know none of us are perfect at all. So if you're already trying to live your life that way, you get from around me. Just get from around me.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I like to live in the real. I like to live my truth. You know what I'm saying? I like to live in reality. That gives delusion to me. That gives you're in la la land.
It's giving delusion.
It's giving delusion. If you're in delusion, I'm gonna need you to decide. Because I get it for some stuff. Because I know some people will like debate that and be like, oh, if you live in delusion, you'll see things, your life come up and things like that.
Oh, like the lucky girl.
Yeah, the lucky girl. Yeah, and I get it.
It's like I guess.
I get it too.
For certain things.
For certain things.
For certain
yeah. Certain things I get, but
accountability.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but to an extent though, because you
Yeah.
still got to be able to hold
Yeah.
yourself accountable in certain things. You
Yeah.
can't just always blame life on, oh, I was being delusional. I wanted to go on my life. So you feel that was okay to do because you're
Right.
like
No.
it's still wrong.
That's still
No.
wrong. Like the fact that you're even choosing to be delusional is the problem. Like you're choosing. What?
That's not gonna work for everyone.
Let's live in reality.
Yeah, we gotta come back.
Take it back.
You better touch.
Come back to the get together back now. From space.
Just because you found a dollar bill on the ground. Relax.
Let's go ahead. Everyone calm down.
Let's pull it back a little bit.
Everyone
take a breath. So that's the only thing that kind of, I agree to an extent with, because it's like, that's not going to apply for everything. In life. No pick and choose with it, what to use it for and what not to. Because I swear, if I hear that somebody say that again, I'm like, you know what?
You're giving delusion. I'm gonna walk away.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna hold myself accountable in this moment.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To not even go back and forth with you.
Yeah.
Right.
I got that.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the only thing about that. But that also plays into self-awareness as well. So.
I feel like though with that, because I've had some people I know, not in my personal life, but I know of situations where people are like, yeah, I did that, but it's like, don't give that. Like you accept what you did, be remorseful about what you did. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, yeah, I hurt that girl. I accepted it as who I am. Like,
That's not good, girl.
That's not what we're talking. Let's just make that clear. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like that's not it. Okay, good cut.
We're big time now.
I know. It's like the camera's
We got the
making me
curl.
nervous.
I know. I caught it earlier. I was like, oh shit.
I know. Oh shoot. Okay.
We'll follow it.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
We're in a different energy.
I know. I don't know about that freaking lavender, bro. Okay. Welcome to Nurtur Talks. You want me to do that?
Oh, I thought that was the real one. I was like, oh shit.
No, I heard the.
And I giggled.
I know.
So when I'm talking, don't come out crazy.
Are you patient?